establishment publications that don't communicate with the general public, but establishment publications that communicate with the governmental and corporate institutions began to develop a plan for a civil emergency using civil unrest, racial strife in America to force Trump out. And then I saw them right after Trump got into office, test it out on MSNBC and CNN. We need a civil emergency. We need a civil war. We need to remove Trump. He's going to destroy the economy. He's a Russian agent, blah, blah, blah. So I saw them test running. So I went on air and I said, look, they're planning a civil war. They're planning all this unrest. They're planning to do more cop killing, Black Lives Matter. This is a plan by the globalists to do this. This is where they're saying use the 25th Amendment to remove the president during the crisis, extrajudicially, all of it. And so then I saw George Soros' Media Matters and CNN all make me the main enemy. And I had a big audience, and we were important, but not that important. As soon as I began to beat the drum and go, look, they're calling for martial law, they're calling for civil unrest, they're calling for a civil war, they went crazy and would say, Jones is lying. No one called for that. Even though I'd show you dozens of articles. And I'd show you internal emails that had gotten leaked. The Democrats talking to their constituents and their fundraisers, their donors saying, don't worry, we're going to launch a civil war. Because they didn't want us to get the jump on them, what they were planning. If you're launching a sneak attack, you don't want it out there. But now, in the middle of 2018, already into July, hard to believe, people are like, oh, Alex, you're really telling the truth. How did you know they were planning civil war? They're all over HBO and Bill Maher and CNN and MSNBC and ABC News, and Michael Moore's everywhere saying, surround the Capitol, surround them, uprise, get violent.
No, the idea is, no, we first have to find ways to stop that vote from happening.
Find ways? What does that mean?
Well, I'll join 1 million other people surrounding the United States Capitol. I will stand there. I will put Bill, let me tell you something. This judge goes through for the rest of at least, well, all of our lives. It's a right-wing court. That's it. It's over.
Combined with the White House and the Congress,
well,
of course.
Yeah,
yes,
well,
so
yes. And if this is the last American president.
How did you know? I told you. I'm not that smart. They talk about this in their elite publications, and then they develop the plan. They then beta test it with some feelers in the media 13, 14 months ago.
Unfortunately, we've got a situation where, we've got a misogynist, in the White House. We've got a racist who's also anti-Semitic. And I know people don't like to, hear those terms
thrown around. Is he really anti-Semitic? Where did you pick that up?
Where did you pick it up? And I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because it doesn't matter whether you are discriminating against a black person or a Muslim or a Latino or a Jew. If you are comfortable with the fact that there are groups who hate Muslims, hate Jews, hate Latinos, if you are comfortable with having those groups support you and you don't in a forceful way say, this is not part of who I am, then you are basically the Jewish police at the Warsaw Ghetto. It's very disturbing to think that the first African-American president is followed by someone who's supported by the Ku Klux Klan. Very, very disturbing. But in a way, I understand it because we're fighting the last battle of the Civil War.
Globalism has been about selling America out. And if you look at all the preparations of Antifa, funded by Soros and the Ford Foundation and others, and if you look at everything they're doing, these guys have overthrown Ukraine and caused a civil war. So they believe they can overthrow America. They've done this so many other places that for them, America is just another place.